Hey, bring you a little closer. Let us bring you a little closer. Such a fancy stand I'm using. Should I show you? Maybe I'll show you. Hi. Some people use ring lights and special tripods to put their phone on the right angle and get the lighting just right. And here I am using a paper towel roll holder or whatever you want to call it. And I almost think it works perfectly. Never done my show from this spot, but with the lighting, little back view of the patio, see the lightning skies, not lightning, lightening skies behind me. And this paper roll holder, chair's pretty comfy too. Might not leave this chair. Hello, Country Grits. Hello, Johnny Leggett. Hello, Rick, Brett, Lori, Jeannie, Arlene, Robert, Patrick. Oh, Rick, it's time for a cup, all right. It is time for a cup. But we don't get to have a cup just yet. You can probably be sipping away, but that's not my shtick. And every show needs a little bit of a shtick. And unfortunately for me, at this moment, is my shtick involves holding off on taking a sip of this coffee for probably about 2 more minutes. So good morning, good morning, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Thursday morning. It is 5:39 a.m. And it is April 25th. Happy Thursday. Hello, RJ. This is a show I've been doing for a long time. It's a show about me talking. It's a show about me sharing my little adventure that is life. And for some reason, due to the decisions I make, my life, I don't know. I don't know if my life's any more interesting than anybody's, but I'm just there to talk about it and to share my experiences in a way that most people probably wouldn't, and my highs and lows and my struggles and my joys and my tears and all that stuff, everything else in the middle. And I started doing it 5 years ago as kind of an outlet because I needed somebody to talk to. Hold on. My slipper wasn't feeling as comfortable as it should. Had to fix it. But anyway, again, I started doing it 5 years ago, and people started watching and sending me messages. And here it is 5 years later on a different platform, and my audience has grown a little bit. Don't tell anybody. But they even pay me for it, which is crazy because, again, I do it for free. And I do it for free, basically. But I saw somebody, I forget who it was, on one of these videos, and they were giving career advice. Because I think a lot of people go to work but really don't like their jobs or their boss or their, what they're doing. And the guy's advice was find something you do for free and make a career out of it. And I feel fortunate to have found something I do for free, and I'm confident I can make a career out of it as well. So here I am. Hope, thank you so much for following the live creator. Seeking Sunshine said trees in the background. I mean, it's not as wooded as you think. I mean, there's trees. There's trees. But it's not like I live in a forest. But, oh yeah. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, it's not just a show about me talking. Hey, McKeener, thank you for following, McTeener. Thank you for following the live creator. We've picked up 2 already today. Yeah, don't get me started. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, it's not just a show about me talking. It's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I have a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. And I am excited to take my first sip at this early hour. Can I complain for a little bit before I have my first sip? I wonder if anybody out there is waiting for their first sip till I have mine. If you are, you're going to be very mad at me right now. I woke up over an hour ago. I woke up wasn't uptight or too stressed or too fretting or too fearful or really anything. I may have had to go to the washroom just a little bit, and it was kind of distracting. And it wasn't enough that I went. So I sat there and laid there and kind of go, I wonder if I can drift off back to sleep. Lo and behold, I didn't. And an hour passed. And here I am. So, okay, sorry. Where was I? Oh, I'm so excited to have my first sip. My hope is wherever you are, whatever you're doing, that you have a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Oh, I mean, I talked about it yesterday. I've been staying at a buddy's the last couple of days as I'm kind of transitioning into a new thing. And he has a Keurig coffee maker. And where I was at before, we were, I mean, using a Mr. Coffee, just kind of a dripper through the filter, what have you. But I'll tell you what, this Keurig fires up the coffee and makes it nice and hot. So let's have another sip. Scout says they've had five, I don't know if it's sips or cups to my one. My apology, Scout, but I can assure you, I'll catch up to you during the day. My coffee consumption's pretty solid. I drink in the morning. I mean, I do a lot of talks about sobriety and about drinking or whatever. And a lot of people go, oh, coffee's just as bad. Coffee's not just as bad. Yesterday I had coffee in the morning. Then I had a couple cups at like 4:30 or 5 o'clock. The issue, and I think people are confused. The issue I have with certain drugs and alcohol, and the reason I think sobriety is important, is if you're hooked on drugs or alcohol, and I don't count coffee in this, and I'll tell you why, is because your mind is fully consumed with your next beer you're going to get or what have you. And there's no point in my life that my mind is consumed with the next cup of coffee. It's just not. It's just not that great. It's nice, but it's just not that great. So that's why I think it's not the even slightly the same. And again, if I didn't have any coffee yesterday afternoon, I would have been just fine. But I know when I was drinking or using drugs at all, I wouldn't have said the same. And all day I would have been craving it and wondering when I'm going to have my next beer or what have you. And so that's why I think it's not the same. Good morning, Julie Flanagan. Here's to you, Julie Flanagan. You are up early this morning. Hey, thank you for sending. Somebody sent me something. Candace, one of my new followers, sent me a heart puff. I don't know if I've ever gotten a heart puff. I think it's a heart puff's very nice. I'm picturing something kind of frilly, maybe a little lace around a pink thing with kind of soft, cuddly things. It is cute. Well, thank you, Candace. Your gift got special attention. I have the perfect angle and lighting and everything. But hold on, I'm going to take a little chance here. Okay. Has anyone ever blown their nose with a tissue so small? If Guinness, is there still a Guinness Book of World Records? Is there still a Guinness Book of World Records? I don't know. Do people read books anymore? I know they read books. I was next to a guy yesterday, and he had a book out. And I thought that was so cool because there was a group of us kind of waiting, and most of us, including me, were staring at my phone. And I looked over to my right, and there was a man with a book. And I thought it was kind of neat and brought me back memories. But anyway, when I was a kid, there was the Guinness Book of World Records, and you could look up all sorts of world records, and who had the longest beard, or who was the heaviest man, or tallest man. Do you know who the tallest man was? I happen to. It was Robert Wadlow from Alton, Illinois, who died at like 21 or 22 years old, and he was 8 foot 11 and a half. And that's one tall man, I'll tell you that. And I'm sure he had I don't know, some sort of syndrome or whatever that caused his growth hormones to keep cranking out growth hormones. And I think these days, at least in the United States, they probably have a way, a medical way, to stop that gland, whatever it is, from producing that continued growth, because obviously it can't be healthy and it strains your organs and your joints and all sorts of things. Yeah. Did I ever try and break any record? I'm sure I did. I'm sure I did. I don't think I was ever that determined to really give it a good go. But I talk about the Brady Bunch a lot. I think there was a Brady Bunch episode where Bobby and Cindy tried to compete for the longest teeter-tottering world record. And at the end, they'd both fallen asleep, and Mr. and Mrs. Brady kind of covered them up and brought them in outside. So, yeah, let's go. Let's drink some more. So it's Thursday morning. I don't know how much I have for you. I do have some thoughts. Again, I was up early this morning and laying in bed, and I got a lot on my mind, and I have a possible adventure I'm kind of excited, kind of worried about taking in the next few weeks. And there's a bunch of stuff I have in life that I got to get in aligned to continue on this adventure. And when I call it an adventure, don't think it's, I don't know, that cool. I mean, it could be cool, but it's not like a vacation or anything. And it's a work opportunity. But for it to happen, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I got to line up and put in place, and stuff to deal with and stuff to handle for it to happen. And I think that was part of what was keeping me up this morning. My mind kind of running through, okay, well, I can't do that till I do this, and I can't do this till I do that. And again, there's just a bunch of things lined up. And, that's often the case, especially when you're in a position of transition. And for some reason, the choices I make in life put me in a position of transition more than some. And maybe that's why some people prefer, regular 9 to 5-ish jobs and careers over, I don't know, real estate sales or stock brokerage or content creation or any sort of business where they're the sole proprietor or they're an entrepreneur. Because with any of those fields, there's so much, you don't go into work and have your boss tell you to do this and you do this and then you go home for the day. There's a lot of stuff that needs taken care of. I know there's stressors with it, being an employee. Believe me, I've tried it, and I struggle as an employee. Uh, uh, but when you have chosen a path like I have, again, there's a lot of transitional moments and a lot of big moments and a lot of things you got to get done to get to the next step. And I'm at that place. RJ asked if I like to make lists. Yeah, sometimes I do. I've actually made a video about making lists. I haven't made any in a while. What I need to do, there's a couple steps I need to do, and I think they're fairly clear to me. Uh, when I do a to-do list, I like putting the smallest little things on the to-do lists because, brushing your teeth or something like that, because it feels so dang good to cross something off your list, and it builds up some momentum and gets you moving forward to the next harder things on the list. But right now, I mean, I guess if I was going to give me some advice and it was to make a to-do list, I'd say brush your teeth on it, because it'll give me something to cross off before I handle the bigger chunks and the bigger issues I have ahead of me. So yeah, it might be a good thought. Thank you for that thought. Rick wants to know how the kids are beautiful. I have 4 children. I have a 15-year-old daughter, and the reason I'm knocking her out first is because she's not about to have a birthday. And I have a 1.5-year-old daughter, which means she's 1/10 the age of her older sister. And I think, and I have a just about 3-year-old little boy named Augie and a just about 18-year-old girl named Erin. And those two are going to be 3 and 18 on the same day, and on April 30th. And I don't know. When you're 1, 2, or 3, every year is pretty big. But when you get a little older, each year's not that big of a deal. But 18's kind of a big one. 18's kind of a big one. She sent me a text of her. She'd registered to vote, and I don't know, do they still require you to register for the draft? I mean, I was never in danger of being drafted, but I think I had to sign up for that. And I don't know if women have a potential to be drafted, but either way, I remember that and being able to vote. I never was a cigarette smoker, but you could buy cigarettes and do other things at 18, and you were officially an adult, and you could, be independent. It just seems like such a coming of age where she's now a woman. And to me, she's I mean, I'd call her my little girl, but I guess I don't look at her that way as my little girl anymore. I mean, I do in a dad-like way, but I've seen her grow and I've seen her accomplish things and I've seen her fight through her own struggles and achieve her goals and succeed in high school and have a boyfriend and go to dances and graduate and get accepted to college and run a great time in the mile. And yeah, so she's almost a woman. She might be mad at me. She'd probably say she is. But I'm going to make her wait till she's 18 till I call her that. Do I remember her first day of kindergarten? Offhand, I can't say I do. And it was weird. I was thinking about it the other day. I remember taking her to preschool. I can't remember her kindergarten teacher, which is horrible. Not horrible. Maybe that's a little too much, too challenging or too mean to myself. But I can't remember her kindergarten teacher. I mean, I remember her first day of fifth grade clearly. I remember her many first days, but for some reason, her first day of kindergarten is kind of drawn a blank. And I don't know why that is. So when I don't know, I drink more coffee. But anyway, what time is it today? What time is it today? It's 5 to 6. I don't know how much I have for you. I used to do these videos for like 30 minutes to an hour every day. Now they kind of range from 20 to 40 minutes, and I think that's a decent amount of time. I am, again, I talk about being a content creator. I am falling further and further behind in my editing of videos. I edit all these lives into shorts and reels and TikToks, and I'm almost 3 weeks behind now. I'm editing the Saturday video, just finishing up from 2.5 weeks ago. And each day I do a live video, it puts me further behind. And I think one of the most valuable things I do in terms of content creation is going live and talking in front of a live audience and engaging and what have you. Just on this video, I think I picked up 3 followers. And I know 3 doesn't sound like a whole heck of a lot because maybe you need 1 million to make a career out of it. But 3's a start, and 3's a step in the right direction, and 3 is moving forward. And if you start taking breaks from doing the live videos and not picking up the 3 and waiting for something magical to happen, like a video to go viral or what have you, I think you fall out of the good habits that create success in no matter what you're doing. And I think one of my best habits and my biggest strengths or skills is determination and consistency. And I think there's a ton of people out there that could probably put together a better video and have more fun and interesting things to say than I do, maybe. But it's easy to do once or it's easy to do 10 times, but it's hard to do for 5 years. And to get up when you don't feel like it and to pour your coffee and to, engage an audience every day is, to me, again, I do it for free. I mean, I'm basically doing it for free right now, because I enjoy it and it feels good. And occasionally we'll touch on a subject that's important to the audience and matter. And again, I'm editing videos from 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I did a lot of videos about sobriety 2 or 3 weeks ago. I just happened to be the subject I was talking on that day, and I'm posting a lot of them. And they're the work I did, the live video I did 3 weeks ago. I put in that work 3 weeks ago, but it's making an impact today. And when I post it on various social media platforms, it's there forever. And as long as people are finding it, there's somebody out there that needs to hear a guy talk about his own sobriety and his own issues and his own challenges. And that keeps me going. That keeps me going. Boy, my tummy just rumbled. My tummy just rumbled. Thank you, RJ. Yeah, yeah. Right now I'm on TikTok, going live to you. And again, I repost these videos on other social media platforms. For the last month, I've kind of struggled there, and they hadn't shown a whole lot of my videos. But the video I posted yesterday was a video about me going into the brokerage business. And it's the last video I posted, and it's starting to get a decent amount of viewership. And it's a longer video, so it qualifies for their, I don't know, creator content program. And again, it's getting more and more watches, and the more watches it gets, the more people I touch, and the more revenue it creates, and the more my dreams are realized. And to be honest, that's a win-win-win. Man, I always take questions. I always take questions. Do you have any questions, Nan? I just didn't think anybody had to ask. How long will you stay hungry? How long will I stay hungry? Okay, if you guys want to talk about dieting real quick, and I don't consider it dieting at all, because I'm not dieting. I think dieting doesn't work. Hello, Nan. I don't think dieting works. I think changing the way you think about things works. And until you change the way you think about things, you're not going to get the new career. You're not going to lose weight. You're not going to find the relationship. You're not going to learn to love yourself. And about 3 months ago, after working out for 7, 8 months in a row, I looked at the scale and I weighed the exact same way I did when I started working out. And I started thinking, hey, how bad do I really want to lose weight? And again, I wasn't morbidly obese or anything like that, but I was, probably 10, 15 pounds heavier than I wanted to be. And, well, Nan, listen, because this works, I promise you. And I started changing the way I was thinking about eating. And I realized that to lose weight, you have to be hungry from time to time. And the way I achieved it originally was just eating 2 large meals a day, and cutting out all the snacks and the junk food and the huge bowl of ice cream at the end of the night, and eating as much as I wanted during those 2 meals, and then taking large breaks between. And I realized during the large breaks, I might feel a little hungry for a couple hours. And instead of panicking about that or worrying about that, I go, hey, when I'm hungry, I'm losing weight. And the weight started dropping off, and I lost 2 pounds a week like clockwork, just by embracing the idea that it's okay to be hungry from time to time. And RJ asked, how long will I be hungry? And I don't really put a clock on it anymore. I used to be very aware and really focused and totally avoid anything outside of those 2 meals. But honestly, I was losing too much weight. And now, like right now, I'm hungry, and I might eat, a banana or an apple. And not that I can eat fruit at any time, because I don't think fruit really has much calories. And, but anyway, I might go till 10, 11 o'clock, and then I'll eat a huge lunch, really, whatever I wanted. And when I started doing this, I was describing the lunch I was going to have. And I knew I was going to go to Portillo's, which is an Italian place here in Chicago, not Italian, but Italian beef place. and I was going to get a big beef sandwich, and I was going to get a large chocolate shake. And there was a viewer at the time. That said, "Oh, don't get a large shake. That's not going to help you lose weight. Get a small shake." And that he didn't understand what I was doing, and he didn't get it. And I still don't think a lot of people grasp what I'm doing. I think your mind and your body wants to have all it wants a couple times a day. I think, or is when it wants. And I don't think, at least for me, small portions works. I know it doesn't. It didn't work with beer. It didn't work with gambling. It doesn't work with food. Because my mind is telling me eat all I can and get full. And I like getting full. And I like eating all I can. But yeah. And so now 2 times a day I eat all I can and don't worry about what it is really. And I think it's healthy. And I'm not a doctor and I've not done any research, but I have noticed my pulse has gone down and my blood pressure has been lower. And my thought is when your body really craves and needs food, that it really gets the furnace burning and really gets the furnace going and is ready to burn whatever you put in it, and will do it quickly and turn it into energy as efficiently as possible. And I tell you what, it works for me. And just understanding that to lose weight, you need to be hungry, I think, is the great untold truth in weight loss. I think we all act like, oh, here, here's a little Weight Watchers meal with a little bit of vegetable lasagna and a couple green beans and a tiny little piece of low fat cake. Yeah, I don't want to eat any of that. I don't want to eat any of that, you know? And I eat one of those, for a week straight, I start hating myself. And for me, I'm just better off eating whatever the heck I want twice a day, as much as I want, and I don't know, figuring out what works for you. And it worked for me. I dropped 2 pounds a day, or excuse me, 2 pounds a week, like clockwork, and it works. And I get a lot of people angry at me for talking about this, which is weird. Which is weird, because it works. So if you're out there, give it a try. RJ eats one huge meal a day and one snack. All right. You know, I think I'd lose way too much weight if I did that. I'd lose way too much weight if I did that. Atwood wants to know how my interview was. I had an interview, a phone interview the other day. It went well. They offered me a job. They'd be sending me an offer letter, but it hasn't come yet. And I'm a little worried. She called. You know, I'm sure it's just got hung up in human resources or whatever. But I'm still a little worried, and I would prefer to have it on my computer. I have another one today for a similar position. And to be honest, both positions are out of state. And so normally I'd be really excited. I mean, I am maybe really excited, but the thought of moving out of state when I have little ones is hard. But I think it could be the best thing for everybody, and could be a cool opportunity for me as well. Hello, Lanita. How are you? Would you like to be able to do coffee with Ken out of state? As long as they have Wi-Fi, I'll be able to do coffee with Ken out of state. So yeah. Well, good. Moving is scary, but sometimes great. Yeah. You know, I move a lot. I've moved a lot because I've been married and divorced and separated a bunch over the last several years, and trying to work through relationship issues that apparently didn't work, and had to move because of it. So I'm used to moving, but this would be a big one, not necessarily a permanent one, and would take me away from my kids, which is hard for me. Yeah, well, Nan, thank you. Lanita says she only eats 2 meals a day also. Yeah, it works. It's amazingly works. But yeah, it's Thursday morning. It's about 6:06. I think I've been talking for about half an hour, and my coffee's running low and getting kind of cool. but I got a whole cabinet filled of other Keurig coffees in there. And looks like there's still some water at the bottom of the Keurig, so I won't even have to refill it. And see, Nan's going, don't go away from your kids, though, Ken. Yeah, Nan, I know, believe me. I don't want to. I don't want to. And I don't want to. But I think what my kids might need the most right now, at least the little ones, is for their dad to take this job out of state and do it to the best of my ability. And yeah, and I might do it for that reason. Hello, Len. Thank you for hopping on. I was just about to sign off, but Lynn hopped on for a good time. Call Lynn. How long will you be gone? I don't know, Lenita. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't want to get into any specifics. And I although she offered me the job, I haven't been didn't receive the cover letter, or not the cover letter, the offer letter. And I'm assuming it's a confusion in HR, not a confusion, just a delay. And I think a lot of times in life there are delays. And sometimes, I used to panic about them or worry about them or fret about them. And instead, you just keep moving forward. And again, I got another interview for a similar position today at 10 o'clock. And it's good to have choices in life. And it's good to have choices in life. And it's nice to have a choice and to have an opportunity in front of me, and another interview today that might offer me another opportunity, because I've always had the opportunity to stay here in Northern Illinois and do what it is I'm doing. But for that to happen, I need some serious opportunities and content creation growth. And I'll tell you what, there's times when my pages are exploding that I think I'm going to be, I don't know, what have you. Yeah, God is good, Lynn. And I'm going to put it in God's hands and move forward with a smile today, and move forward with some more coffee, and sit on a chair by the window and wait for my buddy to wake up and see how he's doing and see how he slept and see if I can make his day a little brighter, and get ready for my interview today and handle some of the hurdles I have in front of me today to set me up in a good position for whatever opportunities present themselves to me going forward. And I want to thank you all for joining. If you're new to my page, please subscribe. Please follow my page. Please watch some of my videos. Click the like. Oh, I've recently turned off the comments on TikTok, and I've had people reach out about it, wondering why. And one of the reasons I like to do these videos is because I get to share my thoughts, but not engage with arguments. For most of my life, I'd tried to talk to my brother or my dad or tell them about these thoughts, and they'd tell me their opinion. And I get why they're telling me their opinion, but oftentimes their opinion might conflict with mine, and we'd get in an argument, and it'd be back and forth, and I'd feel frustrated, and I'd end up just not talking and not sharing my thoughts or my dreams or my hopes or my wants or my ideas, because I didn't want to hear somebody tell me how it's not going to work, or I'm being silly, or that's a stupid idea, or no, that doesn't work. And I found here on TikTok I was getting a little too much blowback, and honestly, I just didn't want to read it anymore for everything I said, because there's always somebody that's going to have a different opinion. And honestly, I just, if you got a different opinion, start your own video. Make your own video. Don't argue with me about mine. So I turned off the comments yesterday, and honestly, my life's been much less stressful, just not having to read all the arguments all the time. So it's been kind of nice. Just wanted to explain that now. Yeah. But anyway, it's Thursday morning, and I'm excited about my day, and I hope you're excited about your day as well. And I hope you had a great, great night's sleep. I hope your week's going real well. Hope you're achieving your dreams. And even if you aren't achieving your dreams, because I don't think achieving your dreams is really what's important. I think what's important is chasing your dreams and getting on the right path and taking that next step and going to the gym and saying, hey, I'm going to lose 2 pounds and I'm going to get a little more money saved in my bank, and I'm going to get that promotion, and I'm going to get that boyfriend or girlfriend, and I'm going to move forward today towards something that matters to me. And I'm going to do that, I promise you. And I hope you do it. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And again, I hope you are feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye bye.